Shane McMahon, thank you so much for inviting me to Curran's, County Kerry, for our chat.
Thanks for joining me, Gary. Yeah, I chose Curran's for a few reasons. It's what a lot of people would traditionally call an old man pub. I did have to scratch the head first off and say what pub I would choose because there's loads of great pubs close by to me, but what what is a pub? It's more than just four walls and a bar and pints. It's the conversations that you have in there.
Mm.
Um, and Curran's for me is where I go every year during the summer. Myself and my wife have gone down there for the last 12 years, and she's been going there for the last 35 years. So it's it's the escapism that you get with going somewhere that's over the mountains and far beyond. Um, when I'm in there, it's there's no TV. It's just chat with the people you care about, and that's what a pub to me is, and that's why I brought you here.
Thanks a million. But I'll just get out of the way for a second because it's quite extraordinary when we look at it, right? It's like something from The Quiet Man or Brigadoon or something. This isn't just a pub. The snug is there. The stuffing's coming out of the chairs like the old days. You probably get a quart of tea from the man from the little drawer. I mean, it's the real deal, Shane.
Yeah, Johnny behind the bar is yeah. You ask him to make a cup of tea or a coffee, and it'll come straight out. The there's a bar opposite. Well, not a bar, but a counter opposite where you can buy wellies or an old anorak. The essentials when you're going for a pub. But it hasn't been changed, I'd say, in well over 100 years. The shelves are bowing with the weight of whatever was plunked on top of them years
Yeah,
ago. You've got
yeah.
dust on top of the old bottles. It's a fantastic location.
Well, thanks a million. It's great to be back in the Quiet Man set. Um, but let's go more modern. So you go in there. I guess you're allowed to bring your mobile phone. They haven't banned it. What free apps could you just not live without?
Well, I suppose it kind of feeds into the same reason I chose the pub. It's all about escapism for me. Um, so, if I was to wipe the phone, the first apps to go back would be my camera. Not that I'm vain and want to take photographs of myself, but it's about capturing moments with, I suppose, the people that I care about, and I do want to capture my little lad growing up and just the good times that you have. And I suppose without that, what do we have? So that'd be the first thing I'd keep. The second thing I'd keep would be Spotify because it's again escapism. Forget emails, forget texts. Listen to music, and I have a very broad mix of my daily mix one playlist would range anything from Coldplay to Fleetwood Mac, Amy Macdonald to Paolo Nutini, classical.
Yeah.
I will listen to anything, and for me, being able to put the headphones in and tune out is golden. Um, and then the final one is my Garmin Connect app because,
Oh,
as you know, I like to get out for a run, and there's just such a sense of achievement. You get home, you sync your phone to your watch, and there goes. There's my 6K done. There's a few kilometers done, and there's just the sense of achievement I get at the end of a month or
yeah.
the end of a year, and you look back and you go, "Yeah, well, I kind of made the most of my days." So they'd be
It's
the three that.
it's the competitiveness of the Garmin or the Fitbit or whatever that brings that you love to see you've done more this week than last week. You love to see that it's faster and you can do it without having to join a local club even. It's between you and this algorithm. It sounds weird.
Gamification, I think you call it.
Gamification. But I'm with you 100% on the Spotify. I think it has been, without question, my savior over the last year. And what I like about it more than anything is I might like a certain artist of a certain genre. And because it gives you other
Mm.
artists of that genre that you may never. Because when we were younger, we only, oh, I like Fleetwood Mac. I don't like 10cc. You know, you had this stupid idea, but usually when they're bound by genre, you find yourself, oh, I like that. Whereas,
Yeah.
you know, it gives you that whole genre that you might like. And I must say, I'll say it to only you and 60 million people. My daughter has got me into a bit of country and western.
I won't comment.
No, you said you were open-minded, man. Come on, I'm gonna say what? Anyway, don't worry. So you got a quote. There's a quote in you. What's your favorite quote?
Yeah, so look at as you know, I enjoy my sports, and through I suppose the last 2 3 years, I haven't had a chance to read inspirational autobiographies or biographies for that matter. These days, I'm bound by kind of easier reads. So I'm a big fan of Kevin the Koala, and The Way Home for Wolf, The Lion Inside, The Squirrels That Squabbled. But my personal favorite of all of these, and I think, look, if you can't take inspiration from children's books, what the hell can you take? Because look there's quotes in these that will change your world.
They will.
So, the Worry Source is my personal favorite. Myself and my little lad read this every night. And there's a line in here that I think everyone can relate to. The little Worry Source. He overthinks things a bit too much.
Right.
But his mother has a line for him, and it's, "Don't you worry now, my lovely. You must try not to fret. If it's not a happy ending, then it hasn't ended yet." Now, I challenge anyone to not get inspired by that quote.
No, keep going until you achieve what you want to achieve. Keep going.
That's it. There's always something around the corner that'll be a little bit better.
But
So
Shane,
yeah,
isn't that the nub of it? Isn't that the honest to God nub of it? Is it's a bit like I always think losing weight, right? Losing weight, there's two things you have to do. Eat less and exercise more. And more than likely you'll probably and do that over a period of time and you'll lose weight. Would you agree?
yes,
And eat less of the wrong things as well. And yet that's a $7 to $8 billion industry around the world. Moved out into all these very different tangents and different things and all the rest. Whereas really it should go down to something. Start off by doing something simple. You know, reduce what you shouldn't be eating. Do a bit more exercise and have the willpower maybe to stick with it. And that's so simple. You could say that to a 4-year-old. Is your child 3, 4?
he's 2.5.
2.5. Well, I'm not saying he's got a fucking weight problem or anything, but if you break it down into something simple like that, keep going. The story's not over yet, you know. But the big thing at the moment in business, and I'm sure you see it, and you probably can't say it because you work for a big company and all the rest of it. I don't. But if anybody else tells me I'm on a journey, I'm going to actually slap them. All a journey. I'm stopping at pits. I'm stopping. You buy into that? On a journey?
I do actually.
I agree. We're on a journey, but does it have to be used so much?
I suppose journey the journey would indicate that there's a destination.
Yes.
And there doesn't need to be a destination. Yeah.
That's the point. That's the point. So your next destination, your next holiday, hopefully, will be in Kerry.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only one we've planned.
2021. Go on, put it out there. Positive energy. The positive energy. When are you in this bar physically, in your opinion?
When?
Yeah, come on. Let's put it out there, and we'll check ourselves then later on in the year. Are you optimistic? Are you optimistic you will be sitting there this year?
Last week of July, first week of August. If I'm not in there, it's because the doors are shut and I'm not allowed in there.
Okay. Well, I think they will be open. I think they will.
I sincerely hope so for everyone in the hospitality industry.
And we want to see a photograph of you sitting there with the Worry Source book, reading it, pondering it, whilst you listen to your Spotify.
That can definitely be arranged. That will be arranged.
Let's do that. But for now, Shane, thank you so much. I'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time. It's been fun. I feel so much like John Wayne now in The Quiet Man. It's been great. See you later.
Always a pleasure, Gary.
Take it easy.